Hello, and welcome to the Roadmap to Fulfillment. Strategies for cultivating your passion, finding your purpose, and achieving lasting happiness with Ikigai. My name is Barbara Scott, and I'm thrilled to be your speaker for this webinar today. I am a continuous improvement and Ikigai coach with over 15 years of experience in helping individuals and organizations identify their purpose and achieve their goals. Today, we will be exploring how to cultivate your passion, find your purpose, and achieve lasting happiness through the concept of Ikigai. This Japanese word translates to reason for being, and it represents the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs, and what you can be paid or compensated for. Throughout this webinar, we will be discussing how you can use the principles of Ikigai to create a fulfilling and purpose-driven life. We will also be discussing strategies for identifying your passion, finding your purpose, and achieving long-lasting happiness. As a coach, I have seen the transformative power of Ikigai in the lives of my clients, and I am excited to share this knowledge with you. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to learn about the roadmap to fulfillment. By the end of this webinar, I hope you will have the tools and knowledge necessary to start your own journey towards a more meaningful and fulfilling life. So, next slide. Now that may sound like a lot to take in, right? But trust me when I say that Ikigai can be a game changer when it comes to finding your purpose and living a fulfilling life. I can personally attest to this as I have been in a place where I have felt unfulfilled and lost in my life as well. But when I discovered how to overcome that, it helped me to identify my purpose and create a roadmap towards a more fulfilling life for myself. Let me share a little bit about my own personal story. Over the years, there were times when I was working in a job that I didn't find fulfilling, and I was struggling to find my place in the world. But then I stumbled upon the concept of purpose and passion and this concept of Ikigai. That was when like a light bulb came off in my head, and I realized that the reason I felt that I wasn't living that I was unfulfilled is because I really wasn't living a life that was in alignment with my values and passions. Through the process of identifying my own Ikigai, I've been able to create a roadmap towards a more fulfilling life for myself on my journey of continuous improvement. I started to pursue my passions and identify the things that brought me joy, and I found that I was able to create a career that aligned with my values and brought me a sense of purpose. So, what exactly is the power of Ikigai? The power of Ikigai, well, it's all about identifying the things that bring you joy, aligning with those things, and making sure that you are what you're doing, you're good at it, and the world needs it. And then pursuing those with passion and purpose. When you're able to find that sweet spot, that Ikigai right in the middle, you'll be amazed at how much more fulfilling and meaningful life can be. Now, I want to emphasize that discovering your Ikigai is a process that takes time and a lot of self-reflection. It's not just a once and done. It's not something that happens overnight even. I've been on a journey of continuous improvement and the exploration of finding my own Ikigai in my lifetime. And so it may take some trial and error to figure out what truly brings you joy and aligns with your values. But trust me when I say that it's worth it. One of the things that is true is so many times our mindset is so important, and we've allowed the thoughts, the opinions, the ideals of others seep into our own psyche and have allowed that to influence what we believe is our own reason for being. But trust me when I say that as you peel back the layers and you really begin to identify what it is that brings you passion, what your values are, things will begin to change. So, as we move forward, I encourage you to think about your own journey towards finding your purpose and living a fulfilling life. When things that bring you, what are the things that bring you joy? What are you good at? What does the world need? And by exploring these questions, you may be surprised at what you discover. I hope that my own stories inspired you to learn more about your Ikigai and how it can transform your life. Let's dive deeper into this concept and uncover the power of Ikigai together. So, I know this is kind of an eye chart, but I will talk through it with you. So, as we dive into the first steps towards discovering your Ikigai, what is and which is cultivating your passions. So, cultivating your passions, how do you identify your passions? Well, one way to do this is reflecting on things that bring you joy and happiness. Think about the activities or hobbies that you enjoy doing, or even that you enjoy doing as a young person, as a child, and consider how you can incorporate those things into your daily life. For example, let's say you love to write. You could start journaling every day, or even start a blog or a freelance writing business. There's so many opportunities for freelancers these days to earn an income. Or if you enjoy hiking or being outdoors, you could make it a goal to go on a hike once a week or explore new trails in your area. It's key to identify the things that bring you joy and find ways to incorporate them into your daily routine. This not only helps you cultivate your passions, but it also brings a sense of purpose and fulfillment to your life. And once you've identified your passions, the next step is to develop strategies to cultivate them. This may involve setting goals or creating a smart action plan to develop your skills and knowledge in the chosen area. For example, if your passion is photography, you could take a course or attend a workshop to improve your skills. It's important to remember that cultivating your passions takes time and effort, and it's not always easy, but it is worth it in the end. By investing in yourself and your passions, you'll be able to create a more fulfilling life and a more purpose driven life. Now, I have asked to hear from you, my audience, and I've asked what are some of the passions that you have and how can you start cultivating them. Well, let's take a few minutes to reflect on this, and I'll share you thoughts, and feel free to share your thoughts in the chat. But remember, identifying and cultivating your passions is just the first step towards discovering your Ikigai. In the next section, we'll explore how to find your purpose and align it with your passions. So, let's switch on. This is all about discovering your purpose. Because now that we've talked about cultivating your passions, we'll take the next steps towards discovering your Ikigai, which is discovering your purpose. Purpose is often described as a sense of direction or a reason for being. It's the things that gives your life meaning and motivates you to get out of bed in the morning. Just like this. Today I was so excited to jump out of bed because I knew that I was going to get online and I was going to share all the concepts of Ikigai, and hopefully it plants a seed for some of you to begin living your best life. This purpose is often described as a sense of a direction, or as I said, your reason for being. It's the things that gives your life meaning. And one way to discover your purpose is to reflect on your values and beliefs. In my coaching program, we go through a whole list of values and beliefs and really uncover those and get to the heart of why those exist in your life and whether or not they're truly your values or and beliefs, or they're values and beliefs that were imposed upon you by others around you. But we'll talk more about that at a different time. What do you stand for? What is important to you? Another way to look at the things that you're naturally good at and enjoy doing. These are all often clues to your purpose. For example, if you love working with people and have a talent for problem solving, you may be well suited, you may be well suited for a career in counseling or coaching, kind of like me. Or if you're passionate about environmental issues, you may be driven to work in sustainability or conservation. And for me, all of that's true. I have a passion for people, process, and technology. And in my career, I've used those passions to develop outcomes that resulted in profits and profitability for the company and the organizations that I work with. It's important to note that your purpose may evolve over time. And your purpose may not always be the same, and it may not be any grand thing for that moment, for that present moment in time. So it's like this: your purpose in a moment may be to look at a homeless person and give them eye contact. That might be your purpose in that moment. But just remember that your purpose is not necessarily a fixed thing. At one time in my life, my purpose was to be a mother. At another time in my life, my purpose was to be an employee. And now my purpose is to be all that I can be and live my true reason for being. So know that this journey is a journey of self-discovery. And, it takes time, and that's okay, because we embrace the process and we allow yourself to explore the different paths, you find the one that feels right for you. To help you discover your purpose, here are a few strategies that you can try. You can start with writing a personal mission statement. And this is a statement that outlines your values, your beliefs, and your goals. And it can serve as a guidepost for your life and help you stay focused on what's important. You can take a personality test like Myers-Briggs, or a type indicator, or the Enneagram can give you insights into your personality traits and preferences, which can help you identify your strengths and areas for growth. Or you could try some new things. Sometimes you need to step outside your comfort zone to discover passions and interests. Take a class or attend a workshop on a subject that interests you. Or volunteer for a cause that you're passionate about. Remember, discovering your purpose is a journey, not a destination. And it's a journey of continuous improvement. It takes time and self reflection to uncover your true calling. And like I said, it changes over time. But be patient and have persistence, and you'll be well on your way to living a more fulfilling and purpose driven life. Now, I wanted to hear from some of my clients and what strategies that they've been using to discover their purpose. And if you're here, I would love for you to share your thoughts in the chat as well. So, as you think about this, know that it's going to take time. It's going to require diligence and persistence, and there's going to be obstacles along the way. So let's talk a little bit about those things. So So I have come up with a tool called the Ikigai. And let me show you that tool right now. So this is my Ikigai tool time. So we're going to look at the tool. we're going to, let's close this out. All right. So if you see this here, what I have is a tool to help you. So, like, a lot of people can definitely know what they love and they can know what they're good at. And to some extent, they may know what the world needs, or what, someone needs. But the hard part typically comes in to find what you can get paid for, right? So, like, what are the options for compensation as it relates to what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs? So, we're going to start here. I'm going to show you an example. So, let's say that you love traveling and you are good at photography, and you believe that the world needs more kindness, right? Okay, so this is the beginning of finding what your your ikigai is. So let's run this, and it's coming up with ideas for your ikigai. It says, great news. With your interest in traveling, photography, and kindness, there are plenty of ways for you to earn an income while living your ikigai. You can be a freelance travel photographer, you can be a tour guide, a social media influencer, or even, a humanitarian photographer. And each of these come with an annual income of what you could possibly earn as these roles. So know that whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you love, whatever it is that you're good at, and what the world needs, there's also a outlet or a way to be compensated or paid for that ikigai. So, with my clients, what I do is we walk through this tool. If you schedule a discovery call at the end of this webinar, you and I will one on one go through and, work to find your ikigai using this ikigo tool. Because once you have decided, what we can do is you even can download your results, and then you have them for the perpetuity. So you can have them to go back to look at, to identify and see. So here's what that looks like. It has with your ikigo, what you wanted, your great news here, provides all the information, and you would have that as a tool to help you as you move forward. So let's get back to the presentation. So that's my Ikigo tool. So I hope that was fun, and it would be interesting for you to join me in trying to find what are your possible Ikigai options for compensation. So know that as you go through this and you start trying to find what it is that you are aligned with, what your passion is, what your purpose is, you're going to come across obstacles. And especially once you've decided on one of these career choices, or, options for making an income doing what it is that you love. And so what is really important for you to know is that, after you've cultivated your passions and discovered your purpose, here's how to help you overcome obstacles that may take form. These are obstacles like fear, lack of resources, or even just feeling overwhelmed by the challenge ahead. Know that whatever the obstacle may be, it's important to recognize it and develop strategies to overcome it. One of the most common obstacles is the fear of failure. And this fear, it can be paralyzing, and it can prevent you from taking action towards your goals. Trust me, I know there's been so many times that I've taken so much training, gotten, so much coaching, been involved in so many programs, that I knew what I needed to do to move forward, but I was just, in a state of fear and just couldn't see my way forward. So it's important to remember that failure is not a reflection of your worth or your potential. In fact, it's often through failure that we learn and grow the most. To overcome the fear of failure, try reframing your mindset. And reframing is so important. I've worked with Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins talks a lot about reframing and how important it is to be able to see your very worst day as your best day. I know that that can be a challenging thing to do without a doubt, but it's important to remember that instead of seeing failure as a negative outcome, view it as an opportunity, for growing, for learning. And remember that every successful person has experienced failure at some point in their journey. Another common obstacle is the lack of resources. This is when you don't have the time, or you don't have the money, or you don't feel that you have the access to the right information. But know that there are ways to work around these limitations. For example, if you don't have the financial resources to pursue a formal education, consider taking free online courses or attending workshops or networking events in your field or your area of interest. Know that feeling overwhelmed can be a major obstacle as well. Like, you just have so many things, like, which one do I have to do first? I have this, I have that, I have the other. How do I bring this all together? When you're pursuing a big goal, it's easy to feel like you're drowning in the sheer volume of work that needs to be done. But it's important to break your goals down into manageable steps and to celebrate your progress along the way. I call these mini celebrations. You need to acknowledge how far you've come, even if you're not where you want to be just yet. So, here are a few ways and a few strategies to help you overcome obstacles that you might try. So, first, create a support system. Surround yourself with people who encourage you and inspire you. This could be friends, family, or even a mentor or a coach. Or it could be a community online, like my Ikigai journey community, my journey of happiness seekers. I will give you the link to my Facebook group, my private Facebook group, so that you can join that community and allow those people to become your support systems. And number 2 is to set realistic goals. Break your goals down into small chunks, like we talked about, and make sure that they're in achievable steps. This will help you stay motivated and focused on your progress. For instance, say it's like the idea of saying, I want to lose 100 pounds. Well, you're not going to lose 100 pounds in a week, so you might as well start deciding, okay, I want to lose 2 pounds this week, and I want to lose 5 pounds in the month, and I want to lose 10 pounds in the quarter. But making sure that your goals are realistic and that they are achievable. Don't say I'm going to lose 100 pounds in a month. Then it's not going to happen unless you're going to get part of your extremities cut off, right? So the final advice on overcoming obstacles is truly remembering to practice self-care. Taking care of yourself physically and mentally is crucial when you're pursuing your passions and your purpose. You need to make sure that you take time to rest, to exercise, and to to take part in activities that bring you joy. Because life is not all about just constant pursuit of the almighty dollar. Life is about finding joy and happiness in your present moment. Remember that obstacles are a natural part of any journey towards self-fulfillment. But with the right mindset and strategies, you can overcome them and continue your path towards living a purpose-driven life. So I want to help you understand. So if any of you have any obstacles that you're encountering on a journey, share your thoughts in the chat and talk about ways that you have overcome those obstacles. Or if you're still in the midst of them, we can decide whether or not some of these things are actually ways for you to overcome the obstacles that you're currently facing. But where we're at now is we want to create a roadmap for lasting happiness, right? And in this roadmap for lasting happiness, we want to now take the cultivated passions that we've discussed, the purpose that you've discovered, and now that you've overcome these obstacles and have implemented strategies to continue to overcome anything that sets up in your way. Let's talk a little bit about creating a roadmap for lasting happiness. This is part of what I do with all of my coaching clients. We walk through, where they are, where they want to go, and we define what are all the steps and twists and turns that they're going to encounter along the way. Living a fulfilling and meaningful life requires intentional effort and planning. It's not enough to have simply a vague idea of what you want to achieve. You need to create a roadmap that outlines specific steps and strategies for achieving your goals. That's how I'm sitting here today. I had specific steps that I had to take in order to create the presentation, in order to send out the notifications, in order to put together the presentation, and now in order to present it to you. So it's not enough to simply, sit on your laurels. You've got to create your roadmap. You've got to start by defining what is your long-term vision. This could include like career goals or personal relationships, or maybe even personal, spiritual, or creative pursuits. Now break down that vision into smaller, achievable goals. That will, help you plan for achieving those goals. So that plan could include creating a daily or a weekly schedule, identifying the resources you need, and building in accountability measures to keep you on track, because that's one of the biggest challenges, right? If you have a big plan, you want to accomplish something, but you don't have anybody else in there with you, and you are easily able to push it to the side because there's no one holding you accountable. It's really important to get yourself an accountability partner, or have a coach that helps hold you accountable. It's also important to be flexible and open to changes along the way. Your goals and priorities, like I said earlier, they may shift over time, and that's okay. The important thing is to stay focused on your vision and to make the adjustments as needed. To help you create your roadmap, here are a few practical strategies to consider. You could create a vision board, which is, as you know, a visual representation of your goals, and that can help keep you motivated and focused on your long-term vision. I mean, for me, trust me, I have had a vision board for almost my entire adult life, and so many of the things that I have put on the vision board have come to fruition that I have to continue adding new things to have, stretch my vision even further. Because when I first had those visions for the things that I've already achieved, I never thought about what was beyond those things. So now I need to add those back in to my vision. And know that there's some really cool tools online too with regard to having a vision. I actually use a movie. It's a mindset movie that is all of the things that I want to create in my life. And like again, I have to constantly update that mind map movie because my life is constantly changing. Developing a morning routine, it's really important. So if you start your day with the intention and purpose, it can really help set the tone for a productive and fulfilling day. I start every day by making my bed. It's one of the things I've read about, productivity, and how it is like one thing that you can check off that, you've accomplished for the day. Well, know that in starting the day with making my bed, creating this environment that's clean and pristine and going to be waiting me at the end of the day, it helps me, also gives me the time to think about what I'm going to do that day and set the tone for a positive day ahead. And then finally, practicing gratitude is one of the most important things that you can do. It's what, I talked about it in one of my videos, is that, it's kind of like when you're a kid and your parent, like you're crying and your parents told you, if you're going to keep on crying, I'm going to give you something to cry about. Well, I believe that God, the universe, also feels the same way about gratitude. He says, if you practice gratitude, if you're grateful for what you have, then he's going to give you even more things to be grateful for. So cultivating this sense of gratitude can help you stay focused on the positive aspects of your life, even when faced with challenges. Remember, your roadmap is unique to you, and it should reflect your individual passions. values, and a vision for your life. By taking intentional steps towards your goals, you can create a life that is fulfilling and meaningful and full of lasting happiness. So before we wrap up, I want to hear from any of you who have questions, or if you don't want to ask the question now, feel free to send me a direct message, and we will have a discussion. Because I want to hear what strategies you've used to create roadmaps for your life, and if you have those, like, share those in the chat now. So the one thing that I want to talk about is how I start my process. It's it's really a 5-step process where we begin with my clients in taking the Ikigai calculator assessment to measure where they're at today in terms of their level of happiness and their alignment with their passion and their purpose. You can go there as well. Go take the Ikigai calculator assessment, and it will give us that starting point that we need to determine if you're here today and you want to get there, what are all the steps that we need to do in between to close that gap. I want to remind you that creating this roadmap is such a powerful tool for lasting happiness. And if you're interested in taking the next step and want a chance to use my Ikigai tool, I invite you to schedule a discovery call with me. During our call, we will discuss what it is that you want to achieve and accomplish in your life, and how you want to align your life, passions, and purpose with what it is that you are earning a living wage for doing. During our call, you'll also have the opportunity to learn more about how the programs work and how you can be supported throughout your time with me in the coaching program. So I had some questions that were sent in early, so we're going to talk a little bit about those things. Is one of the questions that I had come in, it was, what if I don't know what my passions are? And that's really a great question, because if you're feeling unsure about your passions, I recommend exploring different hobbies and activities that interest you. This can help you discover what you truly enjoy and what you're naturally drawn to. You can also reflect on what you enjoyed doing as a child, or what brings you a sense of flow and engagement. Another question is how do I stay motivated to pursue my purpose? And trust me, I know, because I've lost my motivation several times along the journey. But I just have to keep getting back up and keep going. And so staying motivated can definitely be a challenge. But there are a few things that can help. First, try to connect your purpose to something that is meaningful to you. This can help you keep you motivated and focused on your goals. So, like, if your purpose is to give your family a full and meaningful life, then focus on that and know that what you're doing, the steps that you're taking, are going to get you to the place that you want to be as it relates to fulfilling your life purpose with your family. Additionally, like I said, make sure that you're breaking down those goals into smaller, achievable chunks. And don't forget that celebrating your progress along the way is key. So one of the things that was another question that came up was, what if I face obstacles that seem unsurmountable? And trust me, I've faced obstacles that seem unsurmountable in my life, but it's important to remember that obstacles are a natural part of the journey towards achieving your goals. When faced with a challenge, try to reframe it as an opportunity for growth and learning, so that you can seek support from friends, family, or a coach like myself to help you overcome the obstacle. So know that there's just so many avenues and options for support. And here's someone that's asking, how can I create a morning routine that supports my goals? And like I said, a morning routine is a powerful tool for setting the tone for your day. To create a routine that supports your goals, try to incorporate activities that align with your values and priorities. This could be exercise, meditation, journaling, or other activities that bring you a sense of purpose and fulfillment. It's also important to be flexible and adjust your routine as needed to ensure it remains effective over time. I really appreciate all of you taking the time to join me here today and for all the thoughtful questions that were sent in. And I truly hope that this discussion has been helpful in providing you with the strategies for cultivating your passions, discovering your purpose, and creating a lasting roadmap for happiness. Remember, finding your Ikigai is a journey, and it's never too late. By taking intentional steps toward your goals, you can create a life that is fulfilling, meaningful, and full of happiness. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to hear from you soon to schedule your discovery call. Until then, I wish you nothing but success on your journey of continuous improvement, and I'll see you on the other side.